Hey guys, welcome back to the Jungle Gym YouTube channel. My name is Michael and today I have a super quick review I want to share with you. The Signature Fitness rowing machine. Before we get into today's review, I just want to thank you all for viewing, watching, sharing, and subscribing. All of these methods help support the channel and continue to allow me to make concise and honest equipment reviews like this one. Also, it makes me more willing to shell out an arm and a leg, or in this case, $300, for the good of the home gym purchasing community. So for those of you not familiar with this brand, Signature Fitness is another one of many import manufacturers selling their products on retailers such as Amazon and Walmart. This will now be the third piece of their equipment I own, along with a stair climber and a clone of an older model pre-core carry and leg press, for which I'll have reviews coming in the future. Overall, Signature Fitness as a brand, I've been satisfied for the price per value of their products. And again, as seen in the case of this rower, it's approximately a third of the cost of its name brand competitors. So how does it stack up? This rower and rowing machine is clearly a Concept2 clone in almost every way minus the branding. To be honest, I think that's really the goal with their products, is to engineer, copy a tried and true design, manufacture it, slap their branding on it, import and distribute via a major retailer for just a fraction of the cost. And considering the comparatively overall low price, I would say they're succeeding. I previously owned an actual Concept2 for a little over a year and only sold it to fund some other higher priority equipment purchases. Full disclaimer, most of my training revolves around strength or hypertrophy, so I'm just a casual rowing machine user, only adding 5 to 10 minutes a handful of times a week for some added interval training and cardio. That being said, I think it's important to determine your use case for a rowing machine prior to purchasing this one or really anyone. If you plan to use a rower every single day or for long periods of time, even this product aside, I would almost recommend you spend or invest accordingly no matter what the equipment is. In regards to this specific rower, starting with the assembly, the instructions were slightly unclear. Even being an engineer by trade and fairly intuitive, I assembled some of the supporting legs backwards. Speaking to the actual rowing experience, myself and a few other friends who used it noticed the resistance curve doesn't feel quite as even as the Concept2. The retraction of the chain feels harder, which can be good or bad depending on your expectations as a user. For challenging interval training like myself, I would say that's good. If you're older and doing this for low impact aerobic training, this may make it more difficult for you to row for long periods of time. Although, I would say for the average person who has nothing to compare it to, it feels just like one would expect a flywheel rower to. Also out of the box, the seat rollers were over-tightened, and the lip of the seat rail was actually overlapping the frame slightly in some places, causing some slight friction underneath the rollers. Again, it didn't really impact the use for me weighing 175 pounds, but maybe to someone lighter it would be more noticeable. The metal rail in question even got my finger as a casualty of war, and I saw this complaint in another Amazon review that had some bloody pictures. The display itself is basic, it's just fine, it works as it should, although I haven't tried the advertised Bluetooth connectivity. But again, quoting some Amazon reviews, I wouldn't really count on it working reliably. For me personally, the only real downside for this machine is that the flywheel wobbles at higher speeds, such as when I'm doing interval training, and it's definitely noticeable to the user. However, again, since I'm using it so infrequently, and also using it on rubber mats which dampen some of the sound and vibration, it's not a real deal breaker for me. If I was a frequent rower or buying this for life, I would probably reconsider. Or if you're super strong and pulling hard, doing lots of interval training, this wobble might recategorize from being slightly to more moderately annoying over time. Personally, I wasn't sure if it would be worth trying to return this to Amazon, have to pack it up in the big box, tape it, have them send me a new one, only discover it's a common issue, so I just decided to keep it as it is. So there you go. These are just my personal experiences comparing it directly to a Concept2, but it's really up to you as the individual and your use case, what the budget versus value versus expectations are. I just want to be transparent and share these few things for anyone looking for a budget alternative to the Concept2 or similar rowing machine. So, after using it for a few weeks, here's my overall rating of the rower. My original overall impressions were that for $300, you can't go wrong at least trying this rower. I was also planning to point out the added benefit to being sold at a major retailer like Amazon is the ability to return it if you don't like it or experience specific issues. Well, in a very ironic twist and somewhat comedic timing, in filming my last clip for this video, the rower completely broke and is now rendered useless. Some internal plastic gear or component broke straight off, There is a loud grinding and no flywheel resistance of the chain, and I will now for sure be returning it to Amazon and not reordering another one. Taking now my collective experience into consideration, I don't think I can recommend this machine at all. Now, my only recommendation and personal consideration as a budget-friendly alternative for a Concept2 is, in fact, a used Concept2, which in my area is about $600 for a good deal. I'm just glad this happened to me to inform those who otherwise would also be willing to take a gamble. If you have any specific questions on this rower, please comment down below and I will be happy to answer or at least try. I appreciate you tuning into this review of the Signature Fitness SFR1 rowing machine. Please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications to support the channel and see more quick and honest reviews like this come in the future. This is Michael from Jungle Gym Reviews. Stay tuned for next time. Thanks.